Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we will discuss a poem written by Rabindranath Tagore, and we all know about him. I don't have to give any kind of introduction, but still, during my uh, discussion or lecture, I will try to say in briefly about him. Okay, let's begin. When my play was thee. When my play was thee is a poem written by Rabindranath Tagore that we have already known. The poem When My Play Was With Thee is taken from Rabindranath Tagore's collection of poems that we all know, Gitanjali. Gitanjali's English form is song offering. Song offering to God, it is actually. Okay, means it's a kind of devotional poem, devotional song, and it is the 97 verse from Gitanjali poem collection itself, and it was originally written in Bengali, and for the first time it was published in 1910, means before the independence of India, and later it was translated to English in 1912 by the poet himself. And as we have already discussed, this poem's main theme is devotion to God. Through the verse or through the poetic lines, the poet has tried to limn that uh, he was in a spiritual journey, and he was always after uh, after the god or after some kind of divine being, divine power. And in Gitanjali, as we have as we may know or may not know, that I don't know, but most of the people have known that the introduction of Gitanjali is added, or it is put forwarded by the Irish poet, dramatist, writer, and one of the foremost figures of 20th century literature, especially English literature, by William Butler Yeats or W.B. Yeats. W.B. Yeats, he was born in 1865 and he left this world in 1939. And when he read the collection of a poem written by Rabindranath Tagore, then he famously said that it has stirred his blood as nothing has for years. Means he was in love with these poems, and he really appreciate, admired, liked, and enjoyed the whole poem wholeheartedly. Furthermore, in 1913, especially for this book, though his all literary creation was appreciated, but still this book played a pivotal role in getting 1913 Nobel Prize in Literature to Rabindranath Tagore. And we all know he was an Indian Bengali polymath. Polymath means uh, polymath is a kind of person who has expertise and knowledge not only on a particular field. Rather, he has expertise and experience and knowledge in different kinds of field, and he is uh, the master of many fields. Why we are saying polymath? Because as we already know that he is a poet, writer, playwright, philosopher, social reformer, music composer, singer, painter, and many more. And when he was awarded Nobel Prize in Literature in 1913 because of his profoundly sensitive, fresh, and beautiful verse, by which, with consummate skill, he has made his poetic thought expressed in his own English words a part of literature of the West. Means these are the lines spoken by Nobel Prize Committee in 1913 about the uh, Nobel laureate. Means why his works are means appreciated by the Nobel committee, and why he was chosen for this distinguished award. Okay, these are the some of the part of the poem, means the poet's background and the poem's background. Okay, now we will enter into the poem. We will try to discuss about the poem, means what the poet may have meant through his poetic lines. Okay, okay, let's get started. Okay, the first line is like this: when my play was with thee, I never questioned who thou were. I knew nor shyness nor fear. My life was boisterous. Through this line, the poet is saying that when he was living his childhood days, or when he was spending his childhood days, at that time actually he has met a divine being or God in the form of his friends, or in the form of his best friend. And at that time he was means he had no idea about the divine being or God. So he was so means fearless, and he had no shyness, and he does not know what is fear. And at that time he was very playful. He was enjoying the life as it is. But now as he has grown up, those things have disappeared from his life. Okay. And the second line, in the early morning, thou wouldst call me from my sleep like my own comrade, and lead me running from uh, glade to glade. In the second line, the poet is saying that in those childhood days, in the early morning time, that divine being in the form of friend would call the poet from sleep, and just like a comrade means friend, the poet means the divine being or God through the form of friendship, means he tried to play with him. The divine being has tried to enjoy every moment with the poet, and poet has no knowledge about that. Okay. And in the number 3 line, on those days I never cared to know the meaning of songs thou sangst to me. Only my voice took up the tunes, and my heart danced in their cadence. Here, through these lines, the poet is trying to say that on those days of childhood, the poet has never cared to know the meaning of songs that was sung to the poet by the divine law or by the God. And those voices only only just a song to the poet, and the poet just tried to dance as he was child. Okay. And the last line, Now, when the playtime is over, what is the sudden sight that is come upon me? The world with eyes bent upon thy feet stands in awe with all its silent stirs. Now, here the poet is saying that now these all golden days have gone. Now I am feeling that those days will never again come to me, and I regret now that I have not able to recognize those divine beings or God when I was living my childhood days, and now I am not able to connect with divine being or God. Okay, so the poet is saying that those playtime are gone over. Now he has nothing in this world. This all world look like a very means mundane. It's very boring kind of place to the poet. Okay, that's the brief di- discussion on the poem, and now we will try to analyze the poem. Okay, okay, let's get started. Okay, in this poem, through various poetic devices and figurative language, the poet has tried to uh, show his innocent days of childhood through poetic devices and figurative languages like metaphor, simile, repetition, personification, metonymy, and alliteration. uh, the poet has described that his childhood or his innocent soul played unknowingly with divine being or God when he was just a child. And even the poet had no idea about the significance of a friend that remained at his side all the time in the form of best friend or in the form of friendship. And at that very age, his soul was never shy and fearful uh, before the divine being. But now, as he has grown up, he is very fearful to that divine being, and he is not able to uh, go near and dear to the divine being. And in addition, the divine being has whispered in the poet ears at dawn in those childhood days, and the poet ran in the lush green fields along with divine being and enjoyed so much. And on those heydays, the the poet said that he did not even care to know the meaning of those songs sung by his companion or comrade or the god in the form of companion or comrade. And now, as the poet has grown up, as he has means enlightened, as he is now getting to know about the worldly things, now he regrets that those days will never return, and this all means this whole wide world around him has come to a standstill. Furthermore, the title of the poem is a symbol of poet's golden memories of indelible and golden innocent childhood days, which are priceless and which can't be uh, means purchased through money or through any kind of power or through any kind of means or ways. In other words, it also depicts how human being loads its playfulness or its means being a child child man means childish, or you can say childlike, not child. I means we just means just like a child in the positive note. As human beings grows old and experience worldly things, it means forgets to smile or laugh or even means to live a life with with happiness. And human beings always it 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 loves to ruminate its amazing past memories, and if the present memories feels futile, mundane, and immobile, then it is the tendency of human being that it always goes back to those childhood days where things were means in order, everything was awesome, and every little scenes of childhood was means priceless, that cannot be described or portrayed through words, means that is inexplicable. That's what the poet is trying to say. Besides, this poem is also a metaphor of our childhood days that we have already discussed. And when in our childhood days, we all are very means happy at the time, and we had no idea about the worldly things, but we were very happy, and our soul was too in a very pure taste, and it was more near and dear to divine being at that time. And we were more close to nature, we were more close to truth, we were more close to means open heart. We had no what do you call it, means hateful thinking. We had no um, ill thoughts to others at the time, and those things are uh, found only in childhood, according to the poet. And those days you can also means connect with God, and God also connect with you at that time, and those things are magnificently portrayed by this by the poet through this um, poem. And that's it, that's all for today, and I hope you have enjoyed the video. And my uh, analysis or my interpretation is not the only option that is left in this planet. This is just a reference, and this is just my personal perspective. You try to add more perspective to your brain and try to make your own opinion, belief, or comment. That's it for today. Bye bye.